95, bought the house.
What was that like?
And buying the houses was easier. Unfortunately, we got into this mess trying to do work on the house.
I moved into my house. 6 months later, my landlord said he was selling the house. So at the time, we were able to buy the house, so we did.
My home is, you can see it's not a grand mansion. It's not my vacation home. It's not my timeshare. This is my single family in Queens Village.
The industry I was in was real estate and construction. That was one of the industries that was hit the hardest.
Safety nets in place. People should be able to get sick in this country and not worry about losing everything. But, Chase isn't caring about, open heart surgery. That's like another 3 months of mortgage for them.
Is that there are a lot of people who don't talk about it. They don't talk about the fact that they are in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. They don't know what to do, and a lot of the homeowners they leave. So there are a lot of abandoned homes, and that's hard because I understand what they're going through, because you do feel you don't want to hear the harassing phone calls. They're not working with you, and you hear on the news how they're helping the homeowners, and that's not true.
I know it's not your department, but okay. And you said her name is Brooke?
Right.
And you have her extension? Because that's a new name for me.
Wait, I finally realized, okay, this is this is a lot of games. So we started keeping perfect records of who I spoke to, what time I spoke to them, their fax number, I'm about to fax it, have you received it? And, and that's what I had to do just so I can keep the paperwork going. It's almost like they want you to be tired and just leave.
It's their collection agency. It's a department of Chase. But the collections department can't talk to the home preservation department.
Alrighty, sir.
Yes.
So that anxiousness that I had, for me anyway, was turning more into, wait a minute, I called you for help. You said yes, you're going to help, and now you're playing games. And I did tell a representative, listen, you have a job, but this is my home. I have to have a roof over my, for my children, and you're playing games.
My children, and we're greatly involved in their PTA.
So what's their names?
Okay, that's Gene Jr. and Cheyenne. That 99% is just not a phrase. But when billionaires are just telling people, just get a job and stop whining, well, if you're not threatened of getting thrown on the street, then you can afford to say that. But if you're looking at foreclosure notices, if you're looking at pink slips, then, it's not whining.
The negative press wouldn't be after it. So, and that's one thing that I've learned with Occupy Wall Street. Because I know when we did the Day of Action, on November 17th, there were thousands. Thousands. You could not see the street. You couldn't see anything but people. And we have our, the New York City mayor saying, oh, there's just a little bit of people. No, are you kidding me? It's like wall-to-wall people. It wasn't cold because of the heat from everybody. So,
if banks aren't going to take care of the property, then let's put them to good use. Keep the people in their home. Open them up to people. People need housing.
The homes are empty anyway, and if you can have families to come in and take over these homes, I think it's a great idea. It would bring some kind of stability or something, and maybe that's what we need to wake up the banks and say, because you take a home from a family and you boarded it up. Meanwhile, they could be living there.
Well, it erodes the community. These are people who are in their PTA. These are people who are vested in their churches and their community groups, and your block associations. When these people get evicted, it's not just empty property, but they have to take their kids with them to the shelters or wherever they're going, because there's no low-income housing. There's no Section 8 going around. There's like a freeze on Section 8 now.
My plan has always been, if I was to lose my home, I can still get an apartment. I can, life goes on. There is life after foreclosure, that's true. But this is my home, and why not fight for something that's yours?
But I'm here. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to be here. Mm-hmm. And when the sheriffs show up, I'm still going to be here. And after the sheriffs show up, I'm going to be back here. I'm not leaving. My neighbors aren't leaving. People should not be leaving their homes.